Hi! Welcome to my new office. This is what we spent my sabbatical doing while I was away from Undead Labs. We built me a new office where I can talk as loud as I want because we got a bunch of sound dampening insulation in the walls. Hopefully, I'm not going to be waking up my family late at night, and we're going to get some time in the lethal zone. Now, I haven't actually played in the lethal zone since I was working on the game a month ago, since I was doing a lot of the tuning for it. And so I did a lot of spot testing there to make sure that I wasn't, breaking things. The injury values and stuff had to be exactly right, or zombies are just going to be one-shotting you like crazy in a really frustrating way. So I did a lot of spot testing. I haven't done a real campaign in the lethal zone basically since over a month ago. So I'm not actually a good enough player to play in the lethal zone. There are people out there like Brian Menard who are just like, they know exactly what they're doing. They, when they play, it looks like they're just playing in Dread Zone or something like that. But for me, this is going to be kind of stupid, actually. I don't really know why I'm doing this. So thank you for joining me, Dunedane. Thanks for showing up, Zolde, and anyone else who comes in here. I'm excited to get started. So let's have a look at my options here. So I just barely started my first Nightmare community in my home game, and that was hard enough. And now I'm about to do something even harder. Yeah, let's definitely skip the tutorial. I think I started that other game in Providence Ridge, so let's go somewhere else. Meager Valley is probably my favorite, and I think I need to be in my favorite for, My tendency, though, is just to drive around like crazy in Meager Valley and be an idiot. Let's go somewhere where I'm likely to try to be a little bit more careful. Let's go to the original map, the very first map we built, Cascade Hills. And then let's go all the way up to the lethal zone and get in there. So character selection is really, really important for the lethal zone. And I'm going to intentionally do a terrible job out of it. Let's fill with random survivors. So one option you have is to basically keep rolling people until you get somebody who's really, really good. What I want to do is keep rolling until I get somebody with a clever nickname. Ooh, so this guy's a Norwegian immigrant. You can tell by the fact that his name is, I don't actually know how to pronounce an A with a little circle over it, so I'm not going to try, because if Jurgen ever watches this, he's going to be annoyed. Let's get somebody... Alvet... Bunyan. Oh, this guy's a woodcutter named Bunyan. That's great. And he's got a blank 5th skill, so it's actually pretty useful. His shooting is already pretty high, so he's going to level up in that pretty fast, which is good, because I'm not going to actually get to do a lot of shooting. So somebody who's going to level up his shooting quick is probably pretty valuable. Got Basak, Milia, Adam, Gardenia. Ooh. Is it because her last name's Gardner? Or, yeah, probably. Oh, she's a lawyer, which is useless. Love it. Watched Westerns. I wonder if she's going to show up with any Western type equipment. I think that with starting characters, we limit their inventory enough that she probably isn't going to be that interesting, which is too bad. We've been actually contemplating maybe loosening that restriction a bit so that new characters can start up with fancier gear, but we'll see how that goes. Hey, awesome Twitch dude just joined us. Welcome to the stream, and not Jim Artis is here, of course. All right, so Timoteo, Shanna. Shanna's named after my cousin. Mac. Nah, not interesting enough. Nicholas, Julian, Tiffany, Jacinta, Marisa, Sarah, Annika, Chris. Oh, Chris. That's named after a friend of mine who made the Volgar the Viking games. Named after that guy. Josefa, Ava. Ren. Okay, Ren. Why is her name Ren, I wonder? Is it short for Catherine? Or maybe it's Observant? I don't know. I don't know where she got the name Ren. It's pretty good, though. I've actually got a niece named Ren. And she's a chemistry expert, which is usually really cool. It's not one of the fundamental skills you want, though. It's like a fancy extra skill that it's nice to have in your community. But that's what I'm going for, is a bunch of idiots that don't give me the skills I need to survive, so that I have some cover if I fail. So okay, so we got Domingo, Florida. used to the humidity, so that's why people call her Florida. That's where she's from. And she's a cook. Okay, yeah, so cooking and chemistry sounds like a nice pair of skills to not be very helpful in helping me survive the lethal zone. And let's see here. But these people are not actually that bad. We got high wits with Ren, we got high cardio with Florida. And these people, they look like cool people. I don't know. It seems like, it'd be fun to hang out with these guys. So let's start our community with this set. Yes. Not Jim Artist is glaring at me because I'm saying that law is useless. What is this? Bless me now with your fierce tears.
We're empty. Again.
So whose turn is it to find more fuel?
Not me. Last time I almost walked right into a horde.
I have a better idea. We could settle down here instead of moving on.
I admit it looks better than the last couple of towns we came through.
Now that you mention it, it does feel kinda homey.
I agree.
It's settled. This town is where we'll set up our new base. We just have to find a spot that's defensible. Maybe with some room to expand.
So, Not Jim Artist asks if there was a feral in the background. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. There is a tradition of people running into a blood feral at the very beginning of their first Lethal Zone game. We don't script that, but I think it is kind of a natural, easy result of the way the spawning system works. So it's not uncommon, but it's great. It's like it really gives people a sense of what this zone is about. Now, one of the other recent changes we made was not making a bunch of gas appear in this trunk. Because that was always weird. Like, oh, we're out of gas, and our trunk is just completely full of gas.
Find some place to settle down.
So let's pass this guy the meds rucksack. And then let's hand Ren...
We need a new home, and we need it right the heck now.
Right the heck now. Let's hand her that rucksack so that I am unburdened. Okay, so we're just up the hill from our destination here. One thing you'll note, I've got a mission marker in the middle of the screen. Isn't that amazing? So originally we only added these. We actually added these to the entire game. Like, it became an option for all missions, but we only turned it on in the starter missions, the brand new beginning starter missions in Providence Ridge. Because testing every mission that potentially had these markers in it to make sure the markers weren't weird or screwed up or misleading was going to be so ridiculously time consuming, we just couldn't afford to spend the QA time to make it happen. So...
That screamer could bring a lot of trouble.
That's how you crouch. Sorry, I've been playing like Assassin's Creed and Hitman and a bunch of other games that have similar control schemes, and so I've totally forgotten what my control scheme is now. But, okay. Is this guy going to let us sneak up on him? Yes! So that's a blood plague screamer. Anyway, so basically we only implemented those markers in the opening missions in Providence Ridge because we could test those. We were testing those anyway when we were shipping the Juggernaut edition. And so that wasn't going to be a big deal. So we got that done. And then the task of making these work throughout all the missions, solving all of the bugs that we were going to run into, all that stuff. And there were several. There were a bunch of like code bugs we needed to solve with them once we started getting them into every single mission and every single... Oh, there's a horde. Let's avoid them. There was a lot of work involved in that. And so we just kept putting it off or kept doing part of it and then delaying it. And it basically took the rest of the year to get to the point where we were confident enough that these things were going to work, that we put them in the rest of the game. So now you can have those in-world mission markers in the rest of the game. And I honestly really, really like them. I was one of the reasons why we didn't have them in the original shipped version of the game. There were a lot of folks who were very in favor of putting HUD, in the world. And I was kind of a purist about it. I was like, no, let's put it in the mini-map and let the players sort of see a pristine landscape in front of them. He says, as the lighting glitches out, let them see a pristine landscape in front of them and reserve all of the markup stuff for the HUD. And I think I was wrong. I think this actually helps you focus on the world more.
I see a plague bloater.
Though, if you don't like it, luckily there's options. Over here in the settings menu, if you go down to HUD, you can turn off the in-world objective icons. So, you got options if that's not your thing. I know there's a lot of players who play with zero HUD at all, which, doesn't work for me, but whatever. To each their own, that's why we add the options. So I'm just not going to deal with that guy at all. And I'm just going to... Oh, wait. Did he just notice that? He did.
Careful, it's coming our way.
Okay, I don't have a gun, though. So I do not... Maybe, you know what? Rather than running into that guy inside the house, I should just set him off. Hey. Okay, let's set him off. No, do not hit my friends! Get out of there! Go, get! Okay, good. Just did not need that to start wandering into the house while we were fighting other zombies. So, yeah, I'm just gonna stay right out of that cloud and deal with these clowns instead.
That's not opening. I hope nothing heard that.
All right, let's turn on our light.
Watch all directions.
And then I will catch up with the chat right after I deal with these guys. Oh, gosh, there are more people in this kitchen than I thought. You got that, Bunyan? Okay. Imagine being named Bunyan and not being able to chop a single zombie down. So far not too hard, right? Because
All clear. Once we claim this place, we can start getting settled.
I haven't been hit by a single
I like
zombie.
that idea.
And it looks like... Well, does this character have really low health? Why do I have only 80 health? Oh, food allergies. I didn't realize I had food allergies. But that's why I'm a cook. I've got the cooking skill because my food allergies meant I had to learn how to prepare food for myself. So let's claim this home site. And let's catch up with the chat. So, Metallic Raspberry, thanks for showing up. So, they say, I was wondering if you're going to stream Lethal Zone. Glad to see you are. Yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. We'll see if I can, keep a community of 3 alive for an entire session. I'm not sure that's going to work. Nighthawk joined us, so good to see you. And let's see. Oh, Bronny Brosidon? Is that what your name is? He says, I wish there was more stuff to work towards once you've situated yourself, but now working to get situated is much harder and more entertaining, so that's a nice change. I'm really enjoying getting ruined by blood ferals. Yeah, so I agree that there isn't really enough sort of travel room in the survival game, going from 0 to surviving, like 0 to barely surviving. You cover that really quickly, and then there's not a lot of aspirational stuff. It's mostly, this is, State of Decay 2 has ended up, at least for me, being a really good sort of abnegation game, a game to sort of like keep your mind occupied while you're thinking about something else, because there's a lot of jobs to do, to just sort of maintain your resources, to make slow progress, and I actually really like a game like that, and so playing this at a lower difficulty has kind of become that for me. I can play State of Decay, and I can listen to a podcast or something like that, and my brain is doing 2 things at once, and that actually feels really good. Lethal Zone is meant to sort of ramp it up, so just even the barest level of survival is hard enough that it actually has to keep you engaged. Fluffy Banda joined us too. Good to see you. And it's Deadman86 says good luck. Thank you. Let's see here. So Nighthawk says, my characters make comments about blood ferals now. I always thought only the Heartland voices had those lines. Were these new recordings using existing voices, or are they just sitting in an archive for the last couple of years? So they weren't sitting in an archive. When you join... Oh, there's another blood feral, of course. Well, let's try to set him off.
Going out to stretch my legs.
Hey, buddy. Oh, my gosh! No!
That smells terrible.
That really does. So... When you play with somebody in Heartland, when you're playing multiplayer with someone in Heartland, the multiplayer player is bringing in a character from outside the game. So we definitely still, from outside the Heartland game. So we definitely needed to support all the voices. And you might not realize this, but all of the Heartland characters are actually using voices from the original game. Like each of the characters that you play in the core game, each of those voices actually has, like, originally we gave them all like alphabetized names to help keep the voices straight in our heads, and a lot of those names actually ended up becoming the names of Heartland characters, and so those Heartland characters are actually using these same voices so that we didn't have to re-record every single ridiculous, just like random combat bark for all those characters, because that would have been crazy. Instead, we only had to record the Heartland lines for those characters because they already had all the basic lines. So yeah, so when we recorded those lines for the Heartland characters, we were recording them for the base characters at the same time. So let's see here. So Dunedane says, in my first run, I'll be greening for a week to speed run the lethal boons. So I think what he means is that he'll be like leveling up a community in the green zone and then bringing them over to lethal to try to speed run the lethal zone. Speeding run the lethal zone is going to be tough, though. Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. I play at lower difficulty levels. I forgot we don't reveal all of the plague hearts at the higher difficulty levels, at nightmare and lethal. So I don't actually get to see how many plague hearts there are, but there's a lot. Okay, so I should use a survey point. It's interesting that they're... Why do we have the marker right here? Oh, it's because I need to return a rucksack of materials. That's right. But we don't mark the... That's interesting. We don't mark the survey point. But we do have a marker back at the start. Is that back at the start, or is it... Oh, are we... Okay, yeah, so this is back at the start, and that's just announcing to us where the materials site is. Huh. That actually feels like something I should bug. Let me make a note of that real quick. So, yeah. So this is called Living in a Materials World, right? Yeah, Materials World icon giveaway. Because it seems like it's sending me straight to where the materials are, which I think we obfuscated that information before, but I think maybe the update to the mission iconography revealed it. Man, there's another blood bloater. These guys are going to be freaking everywhere, aren't they? Well, you know what? Actually, even though it's kind of revealing a place where I can get materials, I think I should still survey, because the survey is going to not just tell me where material sites are, it's going to give me the full lay of the land and also tell me where freaks are, and that's going to be pretty important to surviving, so I'm going to go do this anyway.
I'm still
right.
at it here.
I'm glad to hear it.
I'm still alive. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there's a screamer over there. I think as long as I'm sneaky enough, that screamer won't notice me. So maybe I don't have to go after... Oh, there's another one. Oh, crap.
That won't work.
Crap. Nope, 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 nope. You do not say a word. Oh, I wonder if I'll get materials out of this. Normally I'm a fast searcher, not in Lethal Zone. So Epic Ghost C says, didn't know there was a new update. Does it come with new achievements? It does. There are 4 new achievements. I already got one of them this session, which is just for starting a game in the Lethal Zone. It's one of the easy gimme ones. That one's called Bless Me Now With Your Fierce Tears, which basically so there are 2 achievements for entering the Dread Zone and entering the Nightmare Zone for the first time. They're both from a famous poem, and Bless Me Now With Your Fierce Tears is another line from the same poem. So I don't remember the name of the poem, or I'd tell you what it is and try to sound really erudite. But no, I actually just had to Google the poem to find another line from it. All right, let's look around here. So I've gotten that one. There's also, we added one for...
That'd be a plague heart.
We added one for killing plague bloaters. Because there were already, for some reason, and I'm not sure why this was done, but in Heartland, there are achievements for killing plague screamers, plague ferals, and plague juggernauts, but not plague bloaters. So, number one, we made those Heartland achievements. We made them achievable outside of Heartland, so that now that there are blood plague freaks here in the core game, we made those achievements doable in the core game instead of specifically requiring that you do them in Heartland. Okay, looks like I can go here too. Then what's this one for? Is it also interesting? Look at all these screamers! Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I would say let's go after them for the influence, but there's barely any influence connected to them when you're playing at 100% lethal zone. But anyway, so we made those 3 basic achievements from Heartland. We made them playable in the core game, and then we also added one for the bloaters. So that's the next one. And then I'm trying to remember what the remaining ones were. I think I'm remembering rejected ones, which is not helpful. We only had time to do about 4, and so that's what we did. But I had one for destroying a car in the lethal zone because cars are notoriously easy to destroy. We did one called Barbershop Quartet, which is about killing one of each freak in the lethal zone. So you have to kill a feral, a bloater, and a screamer, and a juggernaut, all in the lethal zone. Doesn't have to be the same session. We still count them up even if you did them in separate sessions. And now I'm trying to remember what the last one was. Am I going to have to check? I might have to check my notes here. Okay, so I'm just going to open up the patch notes from the work wiki. And hopefully no zombies are going to sneak up on me while I check here. What was the last one called? Oh, that's right. It's for killing a plague card. It's called Retrieve Biomass. And it's killing a plague card. The name of that achievement comes from Carrion, which is a really great game. It's an indie game that I believe it's part of Game Pass. So if you play State of Decay 2 on Game Pass, you can also get Carrion. And it was a lot of fun. But Retrieve Biomass was whenever you play as what looks like a mobile plague heart in that game. And when you go back to a save point and sort of restore your health, it's called retrieving your biomass. So, okay, I would go after the screamer, but that guy's watching his back. So, yeah, you're just gonna keep coming this way? Okay, well, I wonder if I can just rush this guy. What do you think? Rush him? Rush him. Dodge him. Kill him. Go, get away.
Gotta slow down.
You cannot let a single zombie hit you, especially when you've got 80 health, which is just ridiculous. Zed Soda says Barbershop Quartet sounds like a fun achievement. Actually, so half of the reason I called it Barbershop Quartet, in fact, kind of the whole reason I called it Barbershop Quartet, is because I wanted to see what our art director, Kevin Punn, was going to come up with for the illustration for that achievement. And he did not disappoint. Though actually, I think my favorite piece of art that he did was the one for Bless Me Now With Your Fierce Tears, the one for just trying out the lethal zone. He did a picture of somebody being dropped into a frying pan, which just, I don't know, I love it. It looks really, really good. Yeah, so we got some fun achievement art this time. I really appreciate the fact that we are...
a workshop or an infirmary would be a good place to start.
At least on the Xbox, we are not one of those studios that just puts the same art on all their achievements. No way. We make beautiful, beautiful works of art for every single achievement, and I'm always incredibly amused by them. Okay, so yeah, let's repair this bed thing, and let's grab an infirmary first.
Got to start on building this base up into something real.
So at some point, I should head over to the Bounty Broker, because we didn't just unlock the lethal
Over
zone.
there? We could use some help.
These
Stay there.
guys,
I'll
right?
come to you.
You're the best.
Once I have a working car, I should get over to the Bounty Broker, because we didn't just release a lethal zone. We also added a new bounty pack, and you can see I've got sort of the scraping the bottom of the barrel bounties up right now, and so I want to grab some of the new ones because some of the ridiculous guns that you unlock with the new it's called the Stay Frosty pack. They're kind of silly, and I love it. So Epic Go C says, I don't know if you have any insight to this, but what is the process like in creating achievements? So I don't handle it on the code side. I'm often the designer of our achievements, and the way it works basically is, so there's several different types of achievements that we like to do. We sort of divide them up in our heads into different categories. Number one, there's just the regular progression achievements that you get by just doing normal stuff in the game that just sort of gives players like this constant drip of feeling like, oh yeah, I'm making progress, I'm getting good stuff. Those are not meant to be hard. They're just meant to be the kind of thing that just happens, like, killing your first plague heart or completing your first legacy. Like, a lot of those types of achievements are just there to sort of mark the player's path. Then we've got like sort of the high skill achievements, ones that's like, oh, it is hard to do this action and only the best players can do it. We try to be very careful with those and maybe set the thresholds not quite as high as we could, because it's also it's frustrating for a player who's really committed to a game. Oh, I forgot to drop off my stuff. Well, I'll talk to these people, but then I've got to head home. Anyway, we don't want players to get too frustrated with the process of trying to 100% a game that they're big fans of. And so we try to set those thresholds relatively low so anybody can reach them, but still they involve sort of rewarding the player for getting good at the game. And then there are some that we do just to like encourage players to discover more of the game. We if there's a mechanic that they might not realize exists, we'll put an achievement on that mechanic to get them to go try it out. So like, for instance, the one for just trying out the lethal zone, we put that there so people would try the lethal zone.
Yo.
Sure.
The safest way to collect samples is by killing plague zombies.
Safest.
There's a plague heart nearby. That whole area should be crawling with infected.
Whatever. I'm not listening to you anymore.
Or you could just destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of
Ooh,
samples.
here's a plague zombie right now. Let's see if he gives me a sample. Anyway, but you weren't really asking about the theory of it, because I actually did a whole video about the theory of it.
Helping out like this is a good way to make friends.
And so, the whole video wasn't about that, but I did talk about it a lot. You're more asking about the process. So basically what happens is, once we've sort of decided on a theory level what kinds of achievements we want to do, I'll usually solicit ideas from across the team. I'll have a bunch of ideas of my own, but then I'll ask other people for ideas. And some of our best achievements have come from submissions from folks like... one of my favorites is called Howdy, Howdy, Howdy. It's you have to put on a cowboy hat and equip a revolver and get 3 headshots in 3 seconds. And that idea was submitted by one of our testers, and it's one of my favorite achievements in the game. So we'll collect ideas, and then I'll consult with the programmer on which ones would be difficult, more or less difficult to implement, and we'll sort of just make some calls about which achievements we want to spend our time on. Because if we do a bunch of easy ones, we can get more in, but some of the more satisfying ones are sometimes the more difficult ones to implement. And so we sort of have to decide on the balance there, because we've got limited time. People want achievements, but they also want us to spend most of our time making the actual gameplay. And so, we kind of have to find a right balance there. But then once we've made that decision, then the programmer goes through and they go through the code and they find sort of the events that we're trying to use to trigger the achievement. And, it's code magic. I'm not a technical guy.
Here you go.
But they basically cause the game to report, when these events happen. And then Microsoft has got this external system that we use to sort of capture those reports and say, okay, when you've done 15 of this, that's when you get the achievement. So that's why, when you look over the achievement list, you can see our incremental progress. On the Xbox 360, when they first introduced achievements, you couldn't see the incremental progress, because the game, internal to the game, you would count up towards your achievement, and then you would just report to the external system, when the achievement was completed. But I think this came with the Xbox One, unless I'm crazy. I think this came with the Xbox One. Now you report each individual event, so you can actually watch these bars tick up. And so the achievements are actually, there's like a web-based interface that I use, and the programmer also uses. Usually the programmer will stub in a version of the achievement as they're testing their own work. And then I'll go in, I'll do sort of the final draft. I'll do the final draft of the text, the final draft draft of the title. There's actually two different sets of text. You write the text for before the achievement and the text for after the achievement. So actually, I can show you this. So if you look at the achievement here, if I look at throw your love around, it says reach maximum morale, or that bite looks infected, open this many Cleo drops, or complete the legacy arts. These are all things like, they're all imperative voice telling, you to do something in the future. But if you look at the ones you've already done, can I, do I have to just scroll way down? Oh wait, no, I think I'm only showing the ones that are locked. That's right. So these are the ones I've completed. You used a training manual to retrain a specialization. You hit top speed. These are all telling you something you did in the past. So it's completely different text lines. So we could actually, there are times when I've actually used very different language describing a finished achievement versus an unfinished achievement. But then we also, like Kevin Pun will then, he'll create a piece of artwork for the achievement, which is my favorite part. And so then, like I, go through and I'll, make sure that the title and the text, everything is right, that the numbers are right, that we're counting the right number of things, and I'll implement the art that Kevin provided, and then you've got an achievement. Now we publish that to an internal sandbox, basically. It's like sort of a little cut off little island version of Xbox Live, where it's just us in our game, getting our achievements in a little private version of Xbox Live, so we can test it all. And then when we push the update, that new version of the achievements goes out too at the same time. So that's how achievements work. What am I here to do? I'm here to drop off my stuff so I can run around and collect things. So let's get rid of some things. Yep. Okay. Fire is good to have. Ooh, repair kit. Okay. But I don't have any gas. Okay, I'm going to put the repair kit in the locker for now. If I also find gas someplace, which I think... Isn't there a gas station up the road? Am I crazy? I think I must be crazy. Yeah, I guess there's no gas station this close. But... yeah, so if I find some gas someplace, then I'll come back and I'll spruce up our old car. So Brawny Brosidon asks, have you ever considered adding unlockable cheat modes or like unique effects and Easter eggs? Zombies explode shortly after death, headshots cause an explosion, that sort of thing. We have contemplated that sort of thing. Uh-oh, blood feral. I am not ready for a blood feral, thanks. I'm going to sneak up on this zombie. Oh, there's a whole horde? Nope. Not right now. Maybe I'll just scavenge a little closer to home. Of course, what am I talking about? You guys didn't come here to watch me be careful. You guys came to watch me die. That's why you're here. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be careful. Maybe I should actually see if I can at least sneak by the feral in the horde. Oh my gosh, I'm already getting like heart palpitations. Oh, here's this guy. Oh, and there's a medical place. I should actually scavenge the medical place. I'm just making excuses. What was the question I was answering before? Oh yeah, so we have contemplated that. I've got actually a pretty clear idea in my head of how I'd like that kind of thing to work. Right now, it's falling behind other priorities, but I would love to do something along those lines at some point. So Epic Ghosty says, it is fun to see the achievement art. I really like the style you guys have. Yeah, so that really sort of loose, sketchy art style is one of my favorite things. Like I love, one of my favorite things is seeing a really good artist like paint or draw something that's really, really loose. Because you can sort of see, it feels, I don't know exactly what it is about it that makes me like it. But it's like, I don't know, like the closer... It's almost like the opposite of the Uncanny Valley effect. It's like my imagination gets to work overtime and sort of fill in the blanks, and I feel like more inspired by art that's sort of loose and sketchy than by art that is really super, photoreal and precise. And you can just sort of just do crazier things, like convey, raw emotions and things like that with just like with really wild brush strokes. So you can't do when you're trying to just very, closely imitate something from real life. Excuse me, I'm going to cough into my shirt real quick. Anyway, So Doug Williams, the original art director on State of Decay 2, sort of came up with the style. Man, this horde is just following me. Came up with the style that we use for achievement art, and then Kevin Punn did a really great job. Like when he took over as the art director on State of Decay 2, he did a great job of basically getting right on board with Doug's style, and you can't even see the boundary when it switched from Doug to Kevin. He's really, really good at this stuff. Kevin also does the art when you're sort of when you start up the game right after an update, and that little text box pops up to tell you what's in the new update. The art that's associated with that, he also draws that, and yeah, he's just a really, really good artist, which makes sense. He is a professional art director. You'd imagine that he'd be a good artist. Though, every art director has kind of a different background. Some of them are really good painters.
This place is a dry well.
Some of them have other skills, and it's the fact that somebody's an art director does not always mean that they're going to paint you some masterpiece. And so the fact that both Doug and Kevin can paint masterpieces makes me feel really lucky to have them on the team. Oh, is that tank actually a site? I don't remember. Let's head over and find out. I've already got some gas, but it wouldn't hurt to get some more. So Nighthawk, when I was talking about you all came here to see me die, Nighthawk says, I've been seeing people die in Lethal Zone all night. I'd rather see you survive. The problem is if I survive, then I don't know when to quit. And there's other games I want to play tonight. We've got, for instance, Empire of Sin recently came out, and I want to try to spend some more time in that game.
Has really good outpost potential.
There's all kinds of options out there. So I'm going to be playing some Lethal Zone, but at some point I should quit and switch to something else. Man, there's so many great-looking games that have been coming out just this season. I still haven't tried Immortals, Phoenix Rising. I'm
already full up.
I'm really full up already? Dang. All right. Well, I've got a gas can. I can come back here for more gas cans later. It's good to know this place is here. Oh, actually, you know what we should try out tonight? So my daughter and I, after dinner, tried out the game Fogs. I don't know if you've heard of Fogs. It is the most ridiculous, surreal game I've ever seen. Like, she had only seen a trailer for the game, but as soon as I told her that Fogs was out, she started flipping out. It was like, I love Fogs! Fogs is the greatest thing ever created. And it really is. Oh, man. I cannot wait to share that game with you. So, I mean, I can wait, because I am going to wait. I'm going to keep playing Lethal Zone. But we're going to play that game later tonight. It's going to be fun. Oh, so Tiondel says, since the next-gen consoles arrived, have you considered increasing the amount of active survivors at the same time in your base from 6 to whatever? That's a good question. So right now, I don't think we're doing a lot to, like, sort of differentiate the behavior of the game based on the power of your machine. It's certainly much easier for us to test. And I'm not just saying easier like, oh, well, we're lazy developers and we don't want to do any work. It's like the more difficult we make testing, the more risky it is every time we post an update. And so keeping the test challenges under control is really important. And so if we had the game behave markedly differently based on your hardware, except in sort of the subtle ways like the uncapped frame rate and stuff that you get from the Xbox Series X, if we did too much along those lines, it would mean that we would have to do a lot more testing of different platforms. And that could get prohibitive. It could slow down our updates. It could make us, have to wait longer between updates. And so, even though theoretically that might be something we can do, because we've got more powerful GPUs, they can handle more AI at once. It's still something we'd hesitate to do, just because it would add to the burden of releasing every single update. So that's at least, I haven't talked to a programmer about it. They might say, actually, that's not that, we wouldn't have to test it that much, whatever, no big deal. And if somebody told me it was no big deal, great, go for something like that. But my initial assumption is that somebody would tell me that I should hesitate because, it just makes everything a little bit more difficult when you put differences between different versions of the game. All right, so I'm going to search this because it's on the way to the car. I'm headed up to the car because once I have the car, I can go over to the bounty broker. And that seems useful. Okay, so Metallic Raspberry disagrees with whether or not I should be trying to get myself killed. He wants to see death. He says he hasn't been seeing enough death because, you know, I guess a lot of the people who stream State of Decay are really good at the game. In fact, like I mentioned, you know, Brian Menard, he was in the beta, so he's already well practiced at playing the Lethal Zone, which means that when he's playing, he makes it look easy, and it is not actually easy. Okay, let's just run up here. I'm sure that running is not going to cause any problems. All right. So first, let's repair this Maragra. Yes, I roll my R's when I'm saying Maragra. For some reason, I don't know. I'm just because I'm like a. No. Woo! What was that? What was? Oh, screw you! Nuh-uh. There's no gas in this car. He's about to destroy it too. No, get off. I would rather die. Dang it. Oh, crap. Okay, needed to dodge that.
Gotta finish this.
Keep hitting him in the face. Okay, when he jumps back like that, that's when you know he's going to attack you. You can dodge him. Oh, but I need a snack. Oh, crap. Okay, I can't get close enough to hit him. Ah, dang it. I'm in trouble. Oh, okay.
You gotta slow down.
Oh, great. I actually hadn't noticed that I'd gotten him that close to death. Okay, no, I'm gonna heal. Get out of here. Oh, who are you people? Come here. Fine. You want to die too? So, okay, I think that combat made enough noise. Yeah, this guy's coming after me too. Let's see if I can kill him a little more quietly than his buddies. And then, so that feral hit me a couple of times. Let's have a look at my... Okay, torn flesh and damage taken. Okay, so only one official injury, torn flesh. So one of the changes that we made to make Lethal Zone harder was we differentiated the number of different injuries that freaks can do to you. Because basically you can't have two of the same injury. And so one of the ways that we sort of limit how bad things can get is that each freak can only... Wait, do I have a second? Oh, I do. Each freak can only do certain injuries, which means that once they've given you all those injuries, they can't injure you anymore. They can still administer trauma to you, which is sort of our generic injury, but that heals automatically. Individual injuries, you need to have kind of a fancier infirmary in order to heal them. Let's not hit any zombies with our car. And let's head down to Mr. Bounty Broker. Way the heck down there. And so basically I went through, you know, the way that the injuries are delivered, and I basically added a bunch of new injuries to the game, and then had each of the freaks give you a wider variety of different injuries, which meant that they could just pile the injuries on. Oh, look at this horde. They could pile the injuries on much more before running out of space.
I almost feel like I'm underwater.
Okay, yeah, so let's head down. Interesting, so they didn't even send me to the closest plague heart. There are so many plague hearts, they couldn't even decide which nearby plague heart to send me to for that mission. Whew, I can't believe I survived that blood feral. Like, I think there was one time when I was testing the game, I accidentally ran into a very early blood feral when I think I had broken my melee weapon, and I only had... Let's see, where... I always forget how to get around in this town. Okay. I only had a close combat weapon, and I think I did manage to barely survive, but it was harrowing. Yeah, I have not played seriously in Cascade Hills in so long. I'm sort of losing track of how this place fits together. Okay, so... Can I get... Nope, I can't get here from this parking lot. Ah. Okay, yeah, so I mostly remember getting there from the corner office. I love the corner office base. I don't tend to like the bases that are the largest and the most powerful. I tend to like the bases that are just neat ideas for bases. And so the corner office is one of my favorites in that regard. Okay, was this... Oh, yes, this is the way up. Okay, so I think I've just attracted a bunch of zombies. So one of the big changes in Lethal Zone is that zombies will follow you for like 5 solid minutes. Like, usually they're dumb and they just sort of give up after a bit. But they will keep following you for a while, so I'm not sure. Those zombies might have lost sight of me and not know where to go, but they will technically follow me for quite some time.
I have many
All right.
bounties available. Please take a look.
So let's deactivate the bounties I've got. I'm not going to be killing a bunch of juggernauts. Let's have a look at the Stay Frosty pack. So, kill 2 freaks while crouched. Now that could be sneaking up, which I actually am doing a fair bit to the screamers. So I can probably grab that one.
Choice.
Kill 30 zombies with fire. I'm not going to be able to make a lot of fire. I've got 1 Molotov. It's not going to get me very far at first. Kill 5 hordes. Freaks with rifles. I don't have a rifle. Okay, rifles. A bunch of rifle stuff. Should grab those at once at some point. Kill a pharaoh. Oh, I just killed a pharaoh with a blade. Dang it. Ah. Crossbows. That might not be too bad. I don't have a crossbow yet, but I could potentially manufacture one. Plague Zeds with blunt weapons. I could do that. I think one of my other characters has one. Craft crossbow bolts. And then kill juggernauts with assault weapons. Okay, so let's definitely grab this. If I did it once, I can do it again. And then Plague Zeds with blunt weapons. I am going to have to switch characters. Oh yeah, I'm getting tired. I'll have to switch characters anyway. But, well, actually, so let's not do this. Let's do this. We'll switch to a character with a blunt weapon. And then, yeah, maybe I'll grab a crossbow and kill zombies with crossbows.
I hope to see you again soon.
Since there's no zombies around, let me catch up with the chat again. So Real Trevstorm says Haven is out now. I've been playing that all day. It's a really charming game. Yeah, I've downloaded it too. I played, was it an early version or like a demo or something? I played some version of it, I think on PC a while ago. And yeah, I thought it was really cute. Like I love it's mostly about this relationship between these 2 characters on a colony world. And the gameplay doesn't have much to do with that, but the characters are really charming and the writing is really good. And I remember really liking that game. Oh, Metallic Raspberry. I'm so sorry. I think I misgendered you. Metallic Raspberry says she. Thank you very much. I apologize. I usually try to say they for internet people when I don't know. And it's a mistake and an oversight when I don't. Let's see here. Icarus Star says, I've just realized that blood pharaohs look like Spider-Man. That's true, the way they sort of crawl around on the ground and they're sort of glowing red. That makes a lot of sense. Ginger Puka says, I love the new mission pop-up notifications, but is there a way to turn it off for HUDless for pictures? Oh yeah, so I think if you're talking about these icons here, yes, you can turn those off. That's in the settings. You go down to HUD. It's the bottom option in the HUD for show in-world objective icons. If you're talking, because I think we also might have some new UI at the beginnings and endings of missions. If that's what's bugging you, I'm not sure if we've got something that turns that off separately. But okay, cool. So yeah, so that was what you were looking for. Awesome. And then Awesome Twitch Dude says, what outfit would you like to see added? That's it. I think if I have one, I'm not going to tell you because it feels like I've promised you something that I can't necessarily guarantee ends up in the game. Oh yeah, so Trevstorm says that Haven did a demo back in the summer. Okay, that must have been what I was looking at. So yeah, that game does look really cool. So yeah, I've downloaded it and I'm gonna play it at some point, probably on this stream, but not today. All right. So anyway, what I want to do is head back home, switch characters, and go out and get into some trouble. So we'll get home. We'll switch characters. Maybe we'll also switch videos. Oh, crap. Crap. What am I stuck on? Oh, no. Okay. So my car cannot take a lot of hits from zombies because this is the lethal zone. I don't even know which way I'm driving. What's going on? This is the wrong way. I'm going back home. Time to reverse. Okay, now we're headed the right way. I think. I don't know. Who made this game? Ow. That's not how you drive. So, Awesome Twitch Dude asks, does Untitled Labs have an internal photo mode for Twitter screenshots, etc.? So, we do have cheats that allow Alan, who is our marketing artist, that's not his official title, and I'm not sure what it is, so sorry, Alan. He's the artist who comes up with a lot of our marketing materials. He can come up with amazing screenshots using internal tools that I think we would not release to the public because I think it allows you to when people do official like photo modes that players can use, they do a lot of work to make sure that all the photos you come up with are reasonable and aren't like clipping into things and just making the game look ridiculous. Our sort of screenshot taking cheats, I think, do not have those restrictions on them. So it's not the same as having a photo mode that we would like share with the general public. So we do have cheats that help us do that, but we don't. It's not something that we could easily just turn into a public photo mode. That said, we would love to do a photo mode at some point. We got to prioritize it around other things, but we've got so many people out there who come up with the most brilliant screenshots in our game. We'd love to give them more power. Oddly Lemony being one of my favorites. All right, so let's drop off. Wait a minute. Did I not? Oh, I didn't even scavenge for anything while I was out there? Well, that's garbage. What's wrong with me? Okay, well, let's... Okay, we are so low on everything. What am I doing? Oh, okay, so... I can't build anything because I don't have anything. I guess I can clear some trash. All right. Let's switch over to... Does Bunyan... What does Bunyan have on him? Of course he's got a knife because... Whatever, his name's Bunyan. But... First thing I should do is drop off this rucksack.
Supplies delivered.
Maybe we won't be Bunyan. Maybe we'll be Ren. What? Why does Ren have an injury? Did she actually get an injury just fighting normal zombies? Bruising. Great. Yeah, I think that's an injury from fighting normal zombies. So yeah, normal zombies can hurt you a lot more too in the lethal zone than they could originally. That's not where these go. Okay, so we're doing a little bit better now, but not by much. Okay, she's got a baseball bat. Let's grab her hammer. That's gonna be better. And so now, so now we can kill plague Zeds with blunt weapons. We don't have a crossbow, and I think crossbows cost materials, don't they? There's no way we can actually build a crossbow right now. Oh, we also don't even have a workshop. So, first thing we need is materials. Let's go out and get some materials. If we happen to kill a couple of screamers on the way, that wouldn't kill anybody except screamers. I'm not gonna... Wait, should I take the car? The car's gonna make a lot of noise. But it also is gonna hold a lot of stuff. So yes, we are bringing the car. Is it really faster to go this way? Yeah, probably. Awesome Twitch Dude asks, would photo mode have to be disabled during multiplayer though? That's a good question. So he's asking because normally photo modes pause the game, right? So you can just like get a perfect version of the current shot. And so yeah, so probably we would either have to disable it during multiplayer or have it not pause the game in multiplayer. I'm not sure which of those is better or worse. Okay, so we do not want those guys to scream. It might be too late. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, of course, hitting one zombie nearly destroys my car. You know what? I'll have to sneak up on those guys later. That is the problem with the car. You're not subtle. How did you miss?
It's not finished off yet.
Okay, here we go. Okay, we're going to collect as many materials as we can because materials costs are way up in the lethal zone. Hey there, Rusty Iron Pants.
At least it's not nothing.
I really love some of the names you folks come up with. So NXN Gaming wants to know, what difficulties are you running today? I'm running full
Someone who'd love this.
lethal difficulty because I'm insane. Because I've been on sabbatical for the past month. I just went back to work today for the first time.
Let's
Basically,
head out. This place is picked over.
the entire month of November, I was out, and so I did a lot of the tuning on the lethal zone while I was at work. But they shipped it without me, and so now I'm really curious about how everything shaped up. Now we tend to, the last month before shipping an update, we don't usually make a lot of changes. We're usually trying to lock down and change as little as possible so that we can get really accurate, testing feedback. I'm gonna grab some of this stuff. Things that are stackable, I tend to like to carry in my inventory because then I can find more of it and keep stacking it rather than having it take up extra space both in the car trunk and in my pockets.
This place seems safe for now.
Oh, I can't go out. Oh, because there's a... That makes sense. Nighthawk is suggesting that if we had an unpaused photo mode, that we could have an achievement for taking a shot of a feral with it. That would be pretty fun. Tattered sticky note. No thanks. Let's head over here. See if we can get even more materials. Daddy needs a workshop, and Daddy needs a crossbow. Generator isn't too bad. Is that all that's here? Really? Fine. Any other places? Oh, there's that bloater that they spawned when they screamed. So, okay, there might be stuff in there. So I don't want to attract zombies, but I also don't want to be too far from my car. Let's definitely drop that generator off. So let's see. So let's get kind of close, but not that close with the car. So we don't attract too much attention. Oh, hello, too much attention. Didn't mean to attract you. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oh gosh. Okay. Hey there, buddy. How about you come running at me? Could you come running at me, please? So you can trip and fall. Oh, what? No. Hey, floaters, come here. There we go. There we go. Whoopsie daisy. I don't get credit for killing the bloater if it does that, but hey, stop advancing on the cloud. Oh my gosh, it's everyone. Why is everyone here? Was it the bloater? Please fall over. Maybe it was the bloater that attracted everyone? Or maybe they're just still following the car. Maybe they heard the car and they're just still coming. Okay, well, let me... Since they're over there... If this door's unlocked, maybe I can just sneak in here.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, they probably heard that. They're probably coming. Let's see if we can pick something up. I said I was going to start another video when I switched characters, didn't I? And I just did not do my wrap-up or anything. Well, this is going to be one big fat video then. Whatever. Oh, so many things. Ooh, 357. That's pretty rare. Definitely grabbing that. That's all I can grab right now. Oh, yeah, they heard the door. They came up to the door, and they're like, oh, no humans here. Hello. Ah, get off me.
That won't
Oh,
work.
crap. Ah, no. Those bites are bad and lethal.
I'm about to drown.
All right. Oh, there's still even more over there. Okay, I think I've got one slot in the car. Like, I'm not trying to avoid combat that much because, I mean, it actually is good for my characters to get combat experience. Like, small combats aren't a bad thing. It's the bigger ones where I get overwhelmed and I get hit a lot that are gonna be a problem. Okay, good. That's what I was hoping to get. So should I grab this? Yeah, I'll grab the hatchet. I don't need the fireworks. And I'll leave this one unsearched so that I'll remember to come back. And I guess we'll take care of these guys while we can. Because they seem non-threatening. Okay. So far, Lethal Zone hasn't been too bad. Except, I've got Lethal Zone car physics getting me hooked on a... Oh, no! No! What is this nonsense? Oh, am I going to have to... Dang it! Stuck costs fuel, and fuel is extremely precious. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought it was going to I thought it cost fuel. Does it not cost fuel? Okay, so killing freaks while crouched. This is a thing I want to do. He's facing away from me. Seems like a perfect opportunity. Let's go take this guy. Nope. Okay. Got one. I need two. He's a little far away. What was that? I'm pretty sure I just heard a feral. Oh, am I even going to be able to get back up this way? He's right there. I don't think I can get back to my car this way, though, so I think I'm going to... I'll get in the car, I'll drive away. We'll see if I get an opportunity to take out that screamer. Definitely not interested in getting tackled by a feral on my way back, though, so... Take my smoky old car. That will have attracted the neighbors. You guys coming? Hello, friend. Whoosh. One thing I would love to do is make the amount of time that execution takes be more related to your skill. Like, do those really long moves when you're new, and do the faster moves when you're more skilled. Right now, I think there's a lot of randomness to it. Turning everything in. All right, so we got a bunch of materials now, right? 15. Let's see how far 15 actually gets us in the lethal zone. So we need a workshop, which is going to cost us 8. Already got a kitchen, don't need that. Probably would love to have a garden, except it costs 13 materials. So I came up with 15 materials, and it gets me almost nowhere, which is great. It's how it should be. All right, so she's taken some damage. She's not doing too bad, though. Let's look at this infirmary. So what do I need? 15 materials to upgrade the infirmary to remove injuries. So my character here is just going to be injured for a while. Not much I can do about that. We should probably give Bunyan a try. Okay, so we've still got this mission to go get plague samples, and we've done almost nothing with it. We need to kill plague Zeds with blunt weapons. So this time I'm actually going to remember, before I switch characters, let's actually wrap up a video. So let's go to the end screen and wrap this up. I'm going to keep playing Lethal Zone. I'll probably put the video there once I'm done, and we'll see if we can get those plague samples.